Hey, hi, how are you? My name is Aniak Anusaro. Yes, it's me. My friends call me AU, and I am walking the path of your champions. How was your day and how has everything been? Alright, so a couple of days ago, I posted a video on Facebook where I talked about prioritization. And thank you so much for the emails and for the responses and for the phone calls I got from people all over, friends I haven't spoken to in a long time. Everybody wanted me to just expand on this and talk some more. And thank you for that invite. Yes, and all of that. So we talked about prioritization, and I said I expressed my thoughts, and I think it's extremely key that men today. And by the way, somebody said to me that you know what, you can't be talking to the men alone. You have to be talking to everybody. I hear you. Prioritization, in the way that I like to define it, is simply knowing what to do when you ought to do it and doing it in the way that it ought to be done. It's simply that paying attention to what you need to do, and getting it done. It's I liken it to this scenario that I often have. Let me confess, I often have the scenario. I'm traveling on a trip and I have my suitcase, it's out there, it's there, and I'm trying to fit in so many things into it, and they're just not going in. I can't seem to get everything in and have it short and just the way I want it. Then my wife comes into the room and she looks at me, shakes her head, and smiles in the way that she does, and then she just arranges this way, folds this in a different way, puts this in first before she puts that in, and before we know it, everything is fitted in to the luggage. That's pretty much how I see prioritization. If you don't begin to pay attention to certain things that you need to get done before you get other things done, you're certainly going to miss the best of what your life journey should have been. You will face struggles that you ought not to face, and then you even stand a chance of jeopardizing your life's purpose. That's how important prioritization is. And you remember, at the end of that video posted, I rounded up saying that you ought to pay priority to yourself. They ought to pay attention to self priority. I strongly believe that if you don't pay attention to how you build yourself up, it's almost impossible for you to be able to build others up. And one of the mandates that you must have is you must have impact. How can you first have impact on others if you don't have what you need to be able to give others in a bid to have impact upon them? Think about it. Now, today, I'm going to focus on three cardinal questions. I'm still staying on self. Remember, I'm still talking about self. So let's pay attention to three questions I consider extremely important. If you've known me for a while and we've ever spent time conversing and talking, then you probably will have heard me ask you these three questions. Question number one: who are you? I say that again. Who are you? Question number two: what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And question number three: where are you going to from here? So I take it all from the top again. Question number one: who are you? Question number two: what are you doing here? And question number three: where are you going to from here? Question one typifies or indicates identity. Who are you? Your identity is very key to understanding how you're supposed to go through life and what your life vision is. Because without identity, you will not know what you are required to do part time. Identity is what tells you what is expected of you. There are certain things you expect a snake to do. There are certain things you expect a lion to do. If you see a lion doing what a snake does, crawling on its belly, you'll be worried. In the same way, if you don't understand who you are, there's certain things that you are not is not expected of you. You are not wired to do. The one that has given you the vision and the purpose in life, the one that's placed you upon this earth, has identified certain things to you. That's why I say to people, even beyond the question of who you are, the question I like to ask is, whose are you? And when you understand that as a Christian that I am, that you belong to God, and because you belong to God, you have the attributes of God. And when you have the attributes of God, you understand that there's certain things, you begin to understand that you are a victor and not the vanquished. You're above and not beneath. You're ahead and not behind. But let me not dwell too much on that. I just want you to understand identity for the vital and critical role it plays in your life's journey. Question number two focuses on purpose. What are you doing here? When you understand where you are, for me, I say to people all the time, understanding is what is key. When you understand what part you are in your life's journey, you will have the spirit to go through it and endure it. You will not give up or faint, even in the face of seeming adversity. When you understand that Where you are right now is a stepping stone to the next level that is about to be activated in your life. You will go to that job, or you will go through that process with joy. You won't complain, you won't murmur, you won't bicker. You will understand that I need this to qualify me. Imagine if the cake complained about being in the heat of the oven. Would you even say what a tasty cake it is at the end of the process? Because you won't even have gone through the process. So understand that where you are, understanding purpose means that where you are right now, it's key, it's critical. I will talk about that in another video post to come. Understanding your now. All right, good. Now the third question typifies long-term intention. Where you're going to from now. Now there's a link between number one, number two, and number three. Long-term intention tells me your vision. It tells me what your future holds. It tells me where you're heading to in life. Now when you understand what your tomorrow is supposed to be, then there are certain things that you won't do in your now. There are certain things you'll pay more attention to the decisions you take today, because the regrets of today are certainly the outcomes of the bad decisions you took yesterday. Therefore, your regrets of tomorrow will be an outcome of the decisions you're taking today. Don't you think you ought to pay attention to the decisions that you're making today? Yeah. So there it is. You have purpose, you have identity, rather, you have purpose, and then you have long-term intention. Now, when you have all of this and you understand, now you can now begin to ask yourself, and from those three questions, you can generate even up to 10 more questions. I mean, what you say to yourself, this is my long-term intention. This is where I'm supposed to go. Where am I now? I'm not where I'm supposed to be, but this is where I'm heading to. So you can now begin to ask yourself questions like, what do I need to get to where I want to be? Who do I need to get to where I want to be? What do I have to learn? What do I have to unlearn? What do I have to take on? What do I have to let go of to be able to get to where I want to be? Now, when you've taken all these into cognizance, all three of them coming together represent long-term, represent rather giving priority to yourself. When you're able to safely, comfortably, thoroughly answer these three questions, then you find that you're well equipped. Having acted on the responses that you're giving to yourself, you find out that you're well equipped to be able to give help to others, to be a more stable friend, a better confidence, one who is able to solve problems for the world and solve problems for your family, and then solve problems and activate people and inspire people and raise people up and be a pillar where you are, and to ignite your world and activate the people around about you. Why? Because you first of all gave priority to yourself. So my friend, I'll say it one more time. Don't feel bad about it. Give some priority to yourself. You need it so that others that need you can have you provide solutions to them. Hey, keep walking the pathway of champions. Looking forward to seeing you again. My name remains Aneka Nusara, and yes, I know you call me AU. Cheers.